Right, so this is the cheapest M135i in the country. I think the value of it is in the region of about £10,000. There is not really many major catches with it. There's a couple, we'll talk about them shortly. It's a HPI clear car. It's got a ZF gearbox as well. It's white, it's 5-door, it's got black wheels, and I bought this car as a project car for the channel to give away on Planet of Dreams, right? But I'm currently at VRS in Northampton, because I've discovered there are a few little issues with this car. In today's video, we're going to find out what the issues are, and more importantly, how much is it going to cost to fix it. Trying to duck out the sunlight. We've got people in the background filming us. I feel like a bit of a celebrity. I'm not gonna, yeah, fake. Plastic celebrity. Behind me, one I've already introduced this video. The M135i. So it is a 5-door car. Nick, don't get run over. We need you. We really need you. Did I mention the mileage in the intro? I've done 114,000 miles. I did do a whole video introducing this car on the channel. If you want to go check that video out, I'm pretty sure that's the right corner. I'm not very good at picking the right corners. I'm pretty sure that's the corner. If it's not in that corner, I'll put it up in that corner for you. But I love these cars, man. Like rear-wheel drive, 6-cylinder turbocharged engine. It's obviously the N55 engine as well under the bonnet, which is a super reliable car. But this car has got a little bit of a rattle coming from under the engine bay. Yeah, it don't sound good. And when I first heard that sound, I thought that could be the engine, but I'm pretty sure it's not. It's probably just a bit of plastic. But as with, we've got an Astra. Sounds like an Audi S3. No, it doesn't actually sound like an S3. We've got some petrol heads over the road. But yeah, you just never know. It's an old car. It's done 115,000 miles. Let's hope it ain't nothing serious. So what we're going to do, we're going to go get Will from VRS. We're going to get him outside, let him have a little look over it and see what his conclusion is. In this video though, we're not going to be repairing it right now. I'm going to be leaving the car here and then we're going to pop back in a few days' time, find out what's been repaired, also what the problems are with it, and third and finally, find out how much it's cost us to repair it before we give it away, all right? Let's go and get Will. Will, so we're back with another car. This is obviously a Planet of Dreams car. It's an entry-level M135i. You okay? You're super familiar with these cars. You actually daily drove one, didn't you? You had one.
Yeah, I owned a pneumatic wastegate one, an early one. So we developed a turbo for and stuff. So that's a good blue version of that, basically.
Yeah, that's a good point. The pneumatic wastegate. That's
is mid 2013. So 2012 to mid 2013 July, and after that, then most of them were electric. Well, they were electric wastegates from then on.
So this will be an electric wastegate car.
It's a 14.
14.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. So that's a big bonus, isn't it?
Yeah. So that should have an electronic wastegate on there. So they make a little bit more power, hold a bit more boost. Otherwise, it's exactly the same. And then we'll check through this car. DCT?
It is, yeah, ZF, DCT. Yeah.
So we'll check through it all, make sure the gearbox is working right. We'll log the car. Is it tuned?
I don't know if it's tuned. I don't know. It's quick and it's noisy, so I don't know if it's had any exhaust
probably
work.
stage 2, maybe
Could
it's got
be
a downpipe.
Stage 2. It might have.
We'll check that.
Yeah.
We'll check if it's got a downpipe on it or not, and we'll also check if the tune's in there and if it's safe.
Because it's got an engine management light on the dash. It drives fine.
Yeah.
Is that coincidentally an M135i? It is, isn't it?
Yeah, 140, yeah, 135.
Yeah. But it could be staged. It could be like a decat. I think it is a
staged up. Yeah.
I was going to say it could be a stage 2 tune. I don't know, but I suppose you'll.
Yeah, we'll check it and we'll see what the light's on for. It may have had a downpipe fitted without a proper tune, and that could be the light. The light could be something else. Could be a lambda setting. It could be all sorts of things. So heater circuit on a lambda is quite common on these as well. So what we'll do, we'll check all that. There's a noise on the engine. Well, it's not on the engine. I think it's the tensioner for the auxiliary belt. Looks like it's flapping. Okay. Something like that. And when you put it under load, it probably gets worse.
It does, yeah.
Yeah, so it's probably that just rather than it's got oil round there. They leak from the bottom crank seal. Yep. They leak from there. We've got a special tool for that where you screw it in and it pulls it out.
Brilliant.
Cool little tool. We've done one for you before.
Yeah, you have,
on one of the cars you were selling. And then also we have, it looks like an oil leak from the top, from around the oil filter housing. So we'll look at all that. We'll wash it all down first, and then check where it's actually leaking. Because what can happen is that it can get on the belt and it can just throw it everywhere, and it looks like it's leaking from everywhere. We'll wash it all down first, and then see where the fresh oil comes from, rather than just replacing everything and doing it that way. It's got a hard pipe kit, the throttle pipe as well. They break normally, the plastic ones. So it looks like it's had that done as well. That's good. So whoever gets it is not going to have to do that.
So,
and then the headlight's got a bit of water in, but that could just be if someone's put a bulb in it and they've not put the cap back on the back properly.
Okay.
And then it's been washed or it's gone through a puddle and it's got wet.
Bit of moisture.
They are they do vent as standard. So what we'll do, we'll check the back of the headlight, make sure it's all sealed.
Yeah.
If it is, then that will dry out itself.
Over time.
Yeah, over time.
Oh, that's good.
With the lights on. So, because obviously the heat from the light will then evaporate the water out the vent, and eventually it'll go. What it won't do, if it still leaks in, it'll carry on being wet.
Ah, okay.
So that's you'll
solve the
solve the problem in that way. So,
all right.
Brakes look all right. Had a quick look round. It's got the blue, obviously the M calipers on anyway, because they do.
Oh, so, like I say, it drives really well, and so far,
bodily, it looks really nice.
I'm kind of expecting a bit of a horror story with it because it's done a bit of mileage. It's a cheap.
It's done 114.
Yeah, so it's not terrible mileage, is it? But
it's nice inside though.
It's a HPI clear car as well, which is good.
That's a miracle, isn't it?
Yeah.
Nowadays.
Yeah.
Nowadays.
No, I think it's going to make a nice car, isn't it? So.
Mate, honestly, that'll make a really good car, that will, yeah. So if the tune isn't right, then I'll retune it anyway.
Wicked.
So we'll do that, and then we'll do, because it's got an oil leak, we'll do an oil change. So we'll change oil in the engine, make sure it's got correct oil in there, and especially if it's tuned, and then then when you give it away,
it's all good.
It's all good. So, and then was there anything else?
I don't think there was. Oh, tyre pressure lights are on, but we'll get it to RRT, get the wheels done because they are a little bit dinked up, aren't they? And they love refurb.
They love a wheel refurb.
They love it, yeah. So we'll get them.
They do loads for us now.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, we've been using them loads.
Oh, that's good.
Every car that comes in, we offer it to the customer, and they're really good. They bring the wheel. Ollie picks them up, brings them back straight away.
And they do such a good job.
Oh yeah.
They actually do a wicked job. So yeah, shout out to RRT. Cool. So I'll leave it with you for the next few days, and then I'll be back, and then we'll just conclude. Then
hopefully
the cost of the job and
how much it won't cost too much money, and it'll all be good.
Yeah, so. We'll see. Thank you, mate. Will, so it is part 2 of the M135i.
Yes.
Obviously we've introduced it to the channel, showed everyone what all the problems were.
Yep.
It's been with you for the last couple of weeks, and it's now brand new.
Yes, brand new, yeah. Of course it is. So obviously it came in, it had oil under the car, had a funny rattling noise, had an engine management light on.
Yeah.
And that's about it really.
I think that was about it, yeah.
So first thing we did was plugged into it, and it had a fault code in there for cat efficiency. So it had a downpipe on it.
Yeah.
Which is no cat.
Yeah.
But obviously it's not had the right software. So what we've done is retune it with the stage 2 software.
Yeah.
So that's all done. So that basically fixed that fault.
So it's a stage 2 car, yeah?
It's now a stage 2 car.
That's amazing.
So
what power is it running now then? Do you know?
I don't, to be fair. I'd have to ask Connor, but it would be about 390 on this.
On screen now, there you go.
Yeah, so basically, because it's stock intercooler and stock intake and everything, they don't make massive numbers.
Yeah.
But because it's got its downpipe, it has to have the stage. You can call it a stage 1 plus, a stage 1 decat, a stage 2. Everybody calls it different things. Our basis is that if it has a downpipe, it's stage 2, and this is what you call a low output.
Okay.
So you can't tune it to the max because you need an intercooler, then you need but it has got a throttle pipe on it. So they normally have a plastic throttle pipe, which breaks. This has had previously fitted the
I remember you doing that on one of our last ones, actually.
Yeah, we would have done, yeah. So, because what happens is where the clip goes on, the plastic snaps and then blow off. Okay. And then you're kind of stuck in the middle of nowhere with a broken pipe. So, it also had a funny noise, noise from the pulleys, which we noticed, and a funny rattling noise.
Yeah.
The parts of the scuttle panel and bits were all loose, so someone had it off before, just not tightened it. That was your rattling noise.
Yeah.
The noise at the front and the belts was where the oil leak was. So I'll open the bonnet and then kind of explain what that was. So, so if I go under here first, set this off without breaking it.
So cool, it's got a 6-cylinder engine in this little car, isn't it? It's so wicked, man.
And they make really good power. So this particular bit here for the Vanos, for the cam, eccentric cam, that little bit there was leaking, so that's now been replaced. Okay. So that's basically fixed that. You don't think you can see the downpipe down there. Yeah. And then we had to, so we've had the inlet manifold off, and we have checked that it's not carboned up, which it isn't. Then these two pipes here, these O-rings were leaking. The gasket in between the oil filter housing and the oil cooler plate was leaking, and the gasket between the oil filter housing and the block was also leaking. That was what had taken, because it had a belt come off it previously, because there was bits of belt underneath.
Okay.
So we then replaced the belt, the tensioners and the rollers, everything underneath down there.
Blimey.
So that's all been off, and then it's all been replaced, and the O-rings for the oil cooler as well. So that's everything that's been done there.
Yeah.
And then the little pipe down here, these tend to like blow off, so we've lock wired that pipe there to stop that blowing off the throttle pipe.
Yeah.
So we've done little bits that
just general maintenance sort of stuff.
just to try and, so the whoever wins it should be able to, when they get the car, should be able to just drive it without any issues.
Yeah.
And then that was it. So, but everything's been washed down because there was literally oil everywhere. So we washed it all down as best we could.
Yeah.
And then cleaned all the under trays and things like that. So
nice.
But yeah, I mean, it was that what had happened is the belt had snapped, and what happened, they'd wrapped behind the bottom pulley sometimes. This was lucky because I hadn't done that. And they normally go inside the engine, take the chain off. So
well
I mean, it's really, really lucky.
Yeah.
So, but all that stuff there has all been replaced now. So, it should be now.
Pretty
whoever
good.
wins it should be really good. Yeah. So
pretty standard stuff. Sorry, for an N55, is it? They're just
normally, yeah. So all these gaskets tend to leak.
Yeah.
And they just get worse because it's a higher mileage car.
Yeah.
Once you've done that, then you tend to be all right. So
yeah.
And
wicked.
it's got the proper 530 LL4 BMW oil in it and everything. So.
Oh, you serviced it as well, yeah?
Yeah, so I had plugs.
Oh, wicked.
So we put spark plugs in it because obviously we had to tune it.
Yeah.
And the spark plugs have gone in it because they're super old. So
yeah, you said they were.
yeah, Connor took them out and he was like, dude. I was like, oh.
Fair enough. That's
so
all
anyway,
right,
that's fine. Yeah, but
brilliant,
it's just
isn't
got. Thing is, I think whoever had it had probably. The car didn't seem like it had been thrashed.
No.
It was just like, I think they'd spent the money on maybe a tune, but then bought a downpipe and they bought the throttle pipe, bought the essentials, and then probably just thought, it's got an oil leak now, I'll get rid of it. So the oil leak's fixed. It's got new plugs, changed the oil. I just had a sump gasket as well. Sump gasket was leaking. So because we'd done it all, and then we looked underneath because I washed it all down and ran it up, and the sump gasket was leaking as well at the front. I was like, oh. So that's been done as well. And then so we've like washed it and washed it and washed it. So
all right.
Yeah.
Sound. Thanks, Will. I think that's everything then, isn't it?
Yeah, it
wicked.
is.
Thanks, Will.
All right.
Right, so Will has just gone inside, and do you know what? I've not actually driven this thing yet to its full potential, so I'm quite looking forward to the journey home. It has just started raining, so let's just jump in it, go for a drive, and then I'll let you know what's yet to be done on this car before we can give it away this Friday. So obviously, every time I open the bonnet on one of these cars, or consider that this car's got a 6-cylinder engine under the bonnet with a turbo, I just think it's a bit odd. I did mention it just now when we was talking to Will, and it's just mad that you've got that big engine in this little car. It's rear-wheel drive. It's just such a nice combination. And because I've not yet driven this car at its full capacity, I've not had the chance to see what it's like. And now that it's running at its full capacity, it's stage 2 tuned, running just shy of 400 brake horsepower. I don't know the exact power, but by the time this video goes live, you will already know. But it feels so bloody quick. I'm just sort of playing with the gears, going down. It's a bit damp now. It's muddy roads, struggling for traction. I am so impressed with how quick this car is. And what's funny, like I drove to VRS this morning in the A45 AMG, which I think you lot will already know about. That's another car that's getting given away on Planet Dreams. There is an issue with that car, which we've sort of done a whole video on that today, which just look out for that soon. I drove there in that. I also sat in the driver's seat of the S3 today, which is also at VRS. That's another car for Planet Dreams, and they're all quite comparable cars. And for me personally, I think this is the cheapest one of the lot, granted, but this is probably my personal favourite because I just love the fact that it's just stepping out all the time. It might need some new tyres, which brings me on to the final things that need doing to this car. So first things first is it needs a clean. That's not priority though. That is not priority. The priority right now is it's going to go tomorrow morning to RRT in Luton to get the wheels refurbed. I think I'm going to keep them black because I think they look good in black. It suits the car nicely. Get them repainted gloss black because they've got a few marks on them. Then it's going to go to Bingo to get a full clean. It just needs a good sorting out. And then finally, it needs some hashtag on its stickers. It needs some, it's dying for it, all right? So we're gonna put them on, and then this Friday at midday, we're gonna be announcing the winner live on the Planet Dreams Instagram. Obviously, you can enter for free. It's completely optional. Where are we going? Straight on? Left? Left. It's completely optional. If you want to sign up as a dream catcher, you can. You don't have to, though. What was I saying? It's completely free to enter. You can sign up as a dream catcher. That is optional. You don't need to do that, but I do want to thank everyone who has signed up as a dream catcher. It all helps, goes towards buying prizes, gives us good content for the channel and good cars for Planet Dreams as well, right? So good luck everyone. I will link Planet Dreams in the description below, along with VRS and RRT UK. And yeah, I'll see you in the live draw on Friday. See you later. Since filming this video, we've had the wheels refurbed at RRT UK, we've given the car a clean, and it's now parked in the unit ready to go live on Planet Dreams this coming Friday. I'll be live at 11:45 on the Planet Dreams Instagram, ready to announce the winner at bang on midday. If you've still not entered, I'll link Planet Dreams in the description below, and if you're around on Friday, be sure to join me on the live stream. Good luck.